So the next function I'm going to be talking about is the split and transfer function. So just like what we did here, where we did the means, and here we want to do split and transfer. So this is like an easier way. So instead of writing two lines of code, see here we write root one line of code of split and transfer. So we allow a function called split and transfer. So let me call this the splits and it's transfer coin. So for this, we're doing the operation in one line of code. So first of all, it takes everything this function takes. Let me just copy and paste. Okay, just don't forget to type. See? But now this function comes from another module, which is the pay module. So use Sui pay. This is the pay module from Sui. So this comes from that module. Look at it here. But we're going to be looking at, we're going to use some functions from this module, if not even all. So let me close this. So from the pay module, we want the splits and transfer function. Yeah, this is it. It takes in the main coin and the amounts. So that's pretty straightforward and it's clear. So the next function we're going to be talking about, it's a function where we can divide a coin into like n numbers. Let's say you had a coin, I want to divide it into like 4 or 3 equal parts. Well, so that's like the way function is that. Let's say now using the bucket and water as an example, you have a bucket of water. So you have to divide the bucket of water into like 3 different places. So you have to be 3 buckets, and you have to pour the water into these buckets equally. So all of them have equal amounts of water. So that's the example here. So we're going to be still splitting the coin into n number of amounts. So we're going to be dividing the coin into like maybe 2, 3, any amount of equal parts. So everything is going to be like equal. So I would write the next function. Okay, all this code also will be in my GitHub record, so you can come back and look at them, and I'll give a good comment on all of them so that you should be able to understand it easily and better. So I'm going to be recording this divide coin into n. And first of all, I'm going to be calling this the main coin, and it's going to be a variable reference because they're touching the coin, and going to be of type T. So it's a generic. Like T. Then I'm going to call this n. So n is the number of parts you want to divide into. So n going to be of type U64. Let's say I want to divide use like for equal amounts, per equal amounts, and I'm going to be passing in a transaction context. I'm going to be at text context. The typo here, okay? Text context. So from the coin module, there's a function called divide into m, and it takes you the main coin, and it is done something. So if I come here, you see it returns a vector. So it returns a vector of coin. So we can come here now, and I'll call this, let's say, coins. So what you can do is that you can choose to return it, which is going to be vector of coin of type T. you can choose to do this, or which you can just come here and just return new coins. Or one thing you can do, you can choose to run a loop. So let's say you don't want to return it, you can choose to run a for loop, or sorry, a loop. Maybe you can loop to all the coins. You can say let me just duplicate this code right here. Let me just call this transfer. Let me call this return. And let me call this and return and transfer. So let me not return this again because I was transferred. So what you can do, you can come and select I equals to 0, because I was like a loop right here. I talked about loop in the previous video, so you should check that out. So I can say y I is less than new coins dot length sorry it's not sats. So new coins dot length. So the line function, because this is a okay, I have to come up with the type of U64. So and this, so this is a vector, and we talked about vector in our previous video. So I'm going to put some note to description below, so you can check that out, or you can check the top right of the screen where you see it. So we're going to like you have an element and a vector, and we can see, we can look through it. So from here now we can now see new points dot Sui Move. So we're going to be moving from each element. So I'm moving from here, right? I'll get this now as new coin. And then what are we doing? I'll now be transferring it in each loop. So I'll say transfer and public transfer. What are we transferring? I can be transferring this new coin. So when I'm done writing code, I'll explain it again, so that's a lot confused. Like I can transfer it to the recipient. So it can be a vector of recipients. Let's say you want to like divide 5 coins to 5 different people. So you can pass in the recipients. You can pass in the recipients, and maybe we could take a vector of addresses. You can do this and try to do previous addresses to send the coin, but I'll leave that as an assignment for you to do. I will not do that. So I want to study and crack your brain on how to transfer these coins into like to different people. So I'm transferring it to just one address. So I'm transferring each of the coin to like one address. So now after that, I will have to increment my loop. So I say I is equal to I plus 1. Let's see. Okay, we'll come here. Okay, these new coins, you have to make it making, so move from it. And then after that, after we finish removing everything from this new coin, we have to destroy the empty vector. So I can say new coin that's destroy empty, because now the vector will be empty when I want to destroy it. So this is what we did here. Let me go back and explain the code. So we're writing a function in which we can, here we divided the coins into like equal amounts and we returned it. So here I'm going to transfer the coins like a recipient. So you can choose to pass in all recipients or different recipients, which can be a vector. So I divided the coin and got all the coins. So what I wanted to do, I also like get all the coins of the vector and transfer them out. So I wrote a while loop. I made I equals to 0 because I would want to like crack. Let me use less than or equal to, yeah. So I would want to like crack when we gotten to like the amounts, the max amount of. I think this here it's kind of tail. So let me just call it. Let's put vector length, and here I will just pass in new coins or lengths, and here I will just put passing vector length. The reason I'm changing it because the vector length can be changing. As I move on the vector, if I'm reducing, and we might, it's not still bad though, but we might get rearranged. Not an issue, but it's not still bad. I know this merit here. Okay, so right here, I try to get the length of the vector. So let's say I had this vector here, and I had coin 1, coin 2, and coin 3. So what I did here was that I tried to get the length of this vector. So I mean, what's the length of it? 1, 2, 3. So here now that'll be 3. So here I made I equals to 0 because I want to track the amount of transferred. So let's say first of all we went into the loop. I talked about loop previously. Then we got the first coin, which was this. So now we are using this, and it's going to be at index 0. So here is the 0 index, 1 and 2 index. So here our I now is what? 0. So we did new coins or remove. So we removed the 0's element. So let's say we're removing this particular coin here. We removed it. After removing it, we have to transfer it to the recipient. So after transferring to the recipient, now we have I equals to 0. We have to increment and see I is equals to I plus 1. So 0 plus 1 because we want to be able to get the want index. So let me do this. So we've transferred this one already. Removed it already. So what else do? We want to move the next index, one for the next index. So we have to like increment it. So after incrementing it, we go again, remove the second one, transfer it, go again, remove the third one and transfer it. But now, thinking about this, I think if we're moving this, the length of the vector is reducing. So if I move this here, it means that if my I will not turn to 1, we're still moving the 0th element. So I think I will not increment it. I will not increment I. So at some point, this vector length will reduce to being 0. So I think I will just have to like not implement I. If you understand vectors, you should understand times. If you don't understand, go back and watch the previous VJ. So like I try to like I'm writing this code to the time because I want to like encounter the ones I'm facing and let's think about it together. If not, I would have written this code, I just try to copy and paste that. But I'm just trying to like work everything with my brain so that you would see when coding kind of challenges you might encounter, because coding is not like all the way through that you would just understand everything and everything will go smoothly, just like to probably just make it look like. So this is it. I would urge you to go back and look at this logic I wrote here. Comment. I have to still replace this here too. So I will urge you to go back and look at this logic and try to like replicate it and also write to transfer into different addresses. So this is becoming so long. So I'll maybe try to put it. Okay, so that's it for the divide and transfer. It will be assignment to go and look at this code and try to play it the more, because the more you play these codes, the more you understand how they work.